This could be referred to as one of the most dangerous festivals in the world. I mean, we are talking about a festival where some of its core components are cutlasses, different kind of swords, and in some cases Kalashnikov. Yes, you heard me right, Kala. This festival is so intense that participants have to traditionally rely on herbal and spiritual medicines and charms for protection against cuts and other injuries. But why is something this dangerous is so important that thousands of people are willing to risk their life to participate? You are about to find out. Hello explorers, this is Isiokwu, a festival of war celebrated by the people of Ewoisi in Orion local government area of Edo State. A tradition that has survived for generations where an entire community literally turns into an army with weapons, war chants and battle simulations. And before you judge them, maybe you might want to listen to its origin. Isiokwu is a deeply connected and ancient Benin tradition of warfare, and here in Ewoisi, it is celebrated in honor of Ekpenlegbe, a warlord and hero who is remembered for defending his territory against invading warriors. Ekpen spent a significant part of his life in Uronigbe, a town not so far from Ewoisi. But there's one thing about Ekpen, he never had a child of his own. And when time came for him to die, he gave his sword to Usi, a relative of his, and instructed him to take it back to Ewoisi. But he also made one request, that he should never be forgotten. However, according to oral history, Uronigbe kept his shield and never returned it. That shield is believed to be what is used today in celebration of Izeki in Uronigbe, but that's a story for another day. The people of Ewoisi, however, made a replica of that shield known as Asa, and from there the tradition of Isiokwu has continued to be celebrated once every 4 years in honor of their ancestor Ekpen. And this is where things get really interesting. The festival begins with preparation involving herbal and spiritual fortification, including traditional medicines and charms that participants believe will protect them during the dangerous activities that follow. Then the different quarters of the community begin their procession towards the palace of the Enuge, where they reaffirm their loyalty, and this continues for hours. Until later in the day, when the Enuge finally emerges from the palace and proceeds to a sacred shrine. After performing some rituals and incantations, he quietly draws out Ekpen's original sword and then he exclaims, "Yowoko!" And that is the signal. War has begun. Different quarters face one another and the battlefield comes alive. Cutlasses are swung, swords are raised, and some participants even fire guns in the air. Now, before you start wondering how anyone survives this isn't an actual war. It is a war simulation performed in honor of their ancestors and in remembrance of the warriors who defended the land. And for 2 days, this extraordinary spectacle continues until the Enuge finally calls the festival to a close. Now, to outsiders, this may look completely insane, but to the people of Ewoisi, Isiokwu is more than just entertainment. It is tradition, it is history, it is ancestral remembrance. And for many within this community, it is a ritual that must be performed to prevent calamity from befalling the land. So, if you are thinking of coming here 4 years from now to witness this yourself, especially if you are not familiar with the spiritual beliefs surrounding the festival, please watch from a safe distance, because you know how we say it in Nigeria, to avoid super story. I am Teddy the Explorer, and if this was an exciting adventure, don't forget to like, comment and follow for more.